The EQ is a very powerful tool in that it can help you achieve some great sounding vocals, and at the same time you may end up destroying your vocals and your entire mix. I'm going to be showing you how to use one of the best EQ plugins I've ever used so far, the SONEQ2 by SONEQ2. So stay tuned and let's get into the video.
Even when I stayed loyal to you, you still compromise. You still compromise, really it was not nice. So tell me what's your gain in this pain that you gave me. You play me, you fugazing.
What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jay. I make music production tutorials for beginners on YouTube in Cubase and FL Studio. So please consider subscribing and click that post notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. So before we look at the SONEQ2, let's first look at how a typical EQ plugin is made. So a typical EQ plugin comes with this type of interface right here. We use these points to control, or rather balance, the frequencies that we want to balance. So let me just demonstrate this.
I really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your dog. Gotta stay scheming.
So basically this is how a typical EQ plugin works. So one thing I love about the SONEQ2 is that it has been made in such a way that these frequency ranges have been divided into modules. So you have a module that controls the low end, somewhere from 20 Hz to somewhere 100, and then from 100 to somewhere else you have another module that controls that part of the EQ. The SONEQ2 in its default state looks something like this. It has got a number of modules right here which can be moved and arranged in whichever way that you want to arrange them. You can also add a new module by clicking the plus sign here and then just picking which module you want to add. For example, if I add a low frequency module right here which can be positioned at whichever point I want, this low module works the same as the initial low module that we had here and controls the same frequency range as the other module. So to remove the module, you simply right click and remove. The low module controls frequencies ranging from 20 Hz to 100 Hz. The low mid controls frequencies ranging from 45 Hz to 4K. The high mid controls frequencies ranging from 400 Hz to 9K. And then the high controls frequency ranging from 6 kHz to 15 kHz. And the preamp right here, think of it as the overall control of the EQ. I'll show you what I mean by that in a short while. So the way I like to work with the SONEQ2 is by first switching off the other modules and work with a single module at a time. Once I bypass these modules, then I concentrate on one module at a time. So I'll start with the low end module, which is this one here, which ranges from 20 Hz to 100 Hz. So I'm going to set this to 30 Hz. And then if you look at these two gain knobs here, the first one here simply means when you boost this like that, you'll be pushing everything below 30 Hz, which is coming to 20. If you look at this second gain knob right here, if you push it, you are cutting off everything below 30 Hz, meaning you're letting everything above 30 Hz pass and cutting off everything below 30 Hz. So let's think of it like that. So just to demonstrate this, let me play and then play around with this. Then you see what I mean.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your dog. You gotta stay scheming.
So I'm sure you can notice that as I push this knob right here, the vocal becomes lighter because I'm cutting off every bass frequency down here. And when I push this one, the vocal becomes thicker because I'm pushing all the low frequency up. So what I want is just to cut out a little bit of the low frequency and just leave the vocal a little bit lighter. So I'll take this to somewhere around 5-6. So let me just listen to this.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling,
So I think for me at that point that's a decent low cut. And then I'll move on to the low mid by simply clicking this, turning it on. It was on bypass before, but now I've switched it on. And then for this one, the frequency that I'm going to focus on here is between 100 Hz and 500 Hz, somewhere around this area, because I want to reduce a little bit of that room effect around 100 and 500 Hz. So what I'll do is set my gain here to somewhere negative 1.5. So I'll take this frequency knob all the way to somewhere 100, because I'm starting from 100, looking for that point to reduce a little bit of the room effect. I'll just play this, move around with the knob and find a perfect position.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your talk, gotta stay scheming. Even when I stay loyal to you, you still compromise. Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine.
So for me, I feel like that's okay. So I'll move on to my high mid by switching it on. And then for this one, I want to focus on the frequency somewhere around 2000 Hz. So I'll take it all the way to 2000, maybe 2.4, somewhere around this area. And then I'll just play around with this knob right here, because I just want to boost a little bit of that frequency around the 2000 Hz.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your talk, gotta stay scheming. Even when I stay loyal to you, you still compromise. You still compromise, really was not nice. So tell me what's your gain in this pain that you gave me. You play me, you fugazing.
So what I like to do for my vocals is also reduce a little bit of the frequencies around this same area. So what I'll do is add another module for the high mid. So I'll just add a module, then I'll put it here. So I'll switch it on, and then I'll set this to somewhere 2200, and then I'll just reduce this to 1.5.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your talk.
Alright, so that's okay with me. Then I'll switch on the high. So for the high, all I want to do is just to add some air and some clarity to the vocal. So I'll take this to 15K. So I'm going to push this gain to the right just to raise some of that high end so that we get some clarity on our vocal.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas.
Let's now move on to the preamp. To switch on this, I'll just click that. So what I want to do is just give my vocal a little bit of smoothness by taking out some of the high end. So I'm going to use this low pass filter here and then just set it to somewhere 19.5. I'll take my drive to 1. We're going to use the output to just compensate for the gain in the vocal, or even just boost it a little bit.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your talk, gotta stay scheming.
So I think that is okay with me. So what we can do is do a little bit of a bypass for the entire EQ and just listen to where we are coming from and what we've achieved. I'll switch off the beat first so that we listen to the vocal before and after. So I'll bypass everything and let's just listen to the vocal.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize.
Let's listen to the vocal with the EQ.
Had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize.
So I think that's okay with me. So let's now listen to this with the beat. So without the EQ,
had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize.
With the EQ,
had to go back to the trenches, had to get in line. I often stay with mine, cause everyone's got their prize. And really they be telling, like telenovelas. You gotta watch your dog, you gotta stay scheming. You said I did you first, you said I did you dirty. Dirty, dirty, tell me why you want me. For the purpose of this loyalty, look what you done to my sanity. Can't never trust no nigga to eternity. You said that I crossed, but you didn't tell me. Now look the damage, don't tell me how can you switch it back. I remember a time I got a price, you say it wasn't so nice. Now look the damage, don't tell me how can I switch it back.
Alright guys, so if you use my link in the description below, you might get a small discount on this plugin. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and click that post notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Feel free to comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram and let's interact from there. See you in my next video. My name is Jay and I'm out.